Hello everybody, this is a small bench update. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with these awfully unscripted and unedited videos that are around way too much. And I will have to apologize because the hobby changed for me a lot over the past year effectively. And in the future, I unfortunately will have no choice in adopting this very simple way of releasing and making a video, just because the time for spending 2-3 evenings a week in order to edit a mediocre weathering project into something that roughly assembles a video people could watch, even though they don't. Though it's just not worth my time anymore, to be honest. I spent my time instead on Patreon the past year and a half. I'm past the learning curve, bottom line, and can focus on other stuff like building some of my projects and rapidly progressing through the pre-production schedule that is now in place, thankfully. What I'm actually doing on Patreon is I design aftermarket parts and tracks. These here single link workable tracks using original material, using 3D scans by now. This is what is more interesting to me than, for example, editing a video. Unfortunately, don't get me wrong, making videos, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, but I have to prioritize on stuff that makes sense to do and stuff that doesn't make sense to do. So the next videos I'll upload are unedited, standard film along a bench project, and most likely just talk about it and show some B-roll. On the hobby side, what you have missed out is I have finished the H1V1, my conversion I designed and printed for an RFM Tunisian initial. Road wheels are printed, the forepanzer is completely printed, and some other features as well. So I painted this one up and finished it. It was actually a while ago, and I had a data loss, so you won't see any footage of this being processed into a finished model, unfortunately. Next thing I filmed was rather lately. I finished this VK45 Porsche. That's the 003. That was the only Porsche Tiger that was used in combat. Maybe I introduced you to the vehicle, but this is an awfully old Dragon kit I had to use, and it's no good at all. It was a lot of conversion work, and it was a shelf queen. I don't think, looking at the footage, it's not up to the standard I want to present you. Neither is the weathering, and therefore I don't think I will finish editing a video with this one. Queued up right now, and I've already recorded a little bit a video about it, is the Panda 2. It's another complete conversion I designed and 3D printed based on amusing hobby. The parts are currently on my Patreon if you want to check it out. If not, the things can be purchased on Carl's 3D. The links are down in the description. Queued up for next month. Next month I have most likely a rework of the Porsche Tiger tracks, the early ones, as well as the Ferdinand tracks, the Elephant not yet. And we have some new stuff as well for the VK30 series as well. But I will introduce you to my Patreon contents, I think, in a separate video from here on. This is the Ram Tiger by Das Werk. It's using an amusing hobby mold as well. Looks pretty good, honestly, even though the vehicle itself might be considered a little bit ugly. Now, when I'm talking about I'm not available anymore for video making and such, here's a good example. This is a queued up project I'm currently test printing for and developing more parts, make previously released parts more easy to use, like tool segments, tool racks for example. This is a Dragon kit, and you see quite what can be replaced. These are my workable tracks using pins, for example. These are my workable tracks using wire joints. I have the front extensions mounted already. I have road wheels I still want to print and use because I can do it in a higher detail than Dragon did with their kit. And bottom line, the whole rear section of the vehicle is overhauled as well. I have new exhausts I want to mount. I'm playing around with a printable spare track rack that has chains already integrated and features like this. That's the reason I show you not in detail right now, because it's just a prototype. Right now it's not ready for release and it's not tested yet. This was stuff I up the schedule. The last half of past year was pretty rough for me on the schedule, and this is stuff I have to back deliver for November, and this is what I experiment rather with right now, getting these meshes printable without them ripping and actually fitting. This is, like I say, it's just a prototype. It's what I'm working on. I've already designed tool racks in the past, and there is something I would like to add or change around for ease of use, because it's relatively hard to remove them from the support structure as it is right now, and something I want to address as well. Now this is a Beobachtungspanzer, as a reconnaissance vehicle for the artillery, or a scout vehicle. Now this uses a 5cm gun, and there is a sister design using a dummy gun, and then it's for artillery observation only with range finding equipment and stuff. With the Dragon stuff I have, I think, 6 or 7 different Panda Ds with Stadtgas, the natural gas version I think is the correct English term. And I have the other observation vehicle and way too many of these chassis. Now Dragon is very weak in the sector of Pandas, at least in the early Pandas, and therefore design work is mostly finished and it's time for me to get them out of the way. So if you stay with the channel, you might have the opportunity of seeing at least 5 within the next half year of them being built up and ready for their place in my collection. So last but not least, I want to thank you guys for the 5,000 subscriber milestone, and I hope to see you next time. Happy modeling. Thanks for watching.